So the wider the what is?
The aquifers, the vein of water, you want to call them.
But can you find like the outsides of it or the edges of it? Yeah.
Also tell you direction of flow.
Yep. Wow.
Within a few feet of also depth.
Yep.
Wow. Awesome. I've been all over the place. Arizona.
Yep.
I've been all over the place. Mexico.
Yep. So even in the desert, you're finding it.
In the desert, like in Arizona, there's a lot of millionaires down there. There's a lot of movie stars. They got all $10 million homes and stuff.
Need their water.
Need their water. So
for their
buying it. I was there. I did 3 successful ones.
Yep.
I did around the 300 foot mark. If you don't mind, I like to look where they drilled first.
Yep. So just over here on the right side of the
35 feet, I think. They got about 5 or 6 gallons a minute, and then they were encouraged to keep going further, so they went down to 135 feet, and they didn't get any more flow, but then they hit the sulfur pocket, and they've got all contamination and everything else with it, along with it. So this goes in through a series of clogged filters now. It's off gas into a sulfur 500 gallon sulfur pit with some of the sulfur out before running through filters, and you basically so it's
there's that. It's almost right dead center. Direction of flow coming from the north going south in that way. But it's it's not much water there. Most is there, and then just runs out. It's nothing here. The only small thing is yeah, usually a good vein or a good aquifer, I usually put them on a cross vein.
Yeah.
So you'll have one running east to west.
Yep.
The other one north to south.
Is that when your
no
rods cross?
The rods. By only using one alone, direction of flow that goes that way.
Right.
It just tells you direction of flow. When they cross,
Yep.
That's another way of finding it. That's all.
But that just tells you
It
you're
just
above
tells you
it
there's
then.
water there. As you
Yep.
walk along, they just open right up. So it's gone.
Gotcha.
So it's just that little bit.
If you're starting out, you can't afford 2 rods. You can do with one.
So I mean, these are brass rods, but you can use almost any kind of rod,
Right.
like welding rods or
Are those brass?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good I'll try to explain it. This is a pendulum.
Yep.
It acts as a pendulum. I have different kinds of pendulum as well. I prefer this one here. So I'm bringing it down, holding it here, and push it back and forth, just like a pending 1 o'clock, get back and forth. When this reaches the top of the water table, it'll start to rotate. either clockwise
Right.
or counterclockwise. Depends on the current of flow, which way the direction is flowing.
So when you see the top,
By using the stopwatch, every second that goes by is 1 meter deep. So this starts to rotate. And then we're right on top of, within a few feet.
Right,
we're
right.
on top of the aquifer.
so there's nothing in the bottle. It's just
Just
the
water.
Oh, I see. So it can find its cousins.
It is there. Make it at 45, 46 meters. So that is
That's it. That's where.
46 meters. No, 46 meters is 150.
150. Wow.
150 feet. This one here, I wouldn't have drilled it.
So you said you went down 30 feet there, though.
30 meters. Oh, 30 feet.
35 feet, I think, something like that is where they hit water. I'm going off of,
Yeah.
And usually, even at 35, it's like a groundwater. It's not really an aquifer
Right.
or a vein. It's just groundwater. But I don't detect groundwater. I only detect. I'll just tell you a little story about that place there. It's actually not too far from here. One guy runs out of water. He's up by the road. And so he called me up. The driller called me up. He says, I'm going there a certain day. Do you think you could come? I go, yeah, maybe I can make it. So I'm looking around. And I found something there. It was only 80 feet down. And running east to west. Because if anything was coming from north to south, coming out of the escarpment, that escarpment would go way down 200-300 feet. But, it would be coming out of the side if there wasn't water at all. So even here, I'm thinking it's going to be east to west.
Oh, right.
Good, running this direction. But anyway, make the long story short, we went down 80 feet where I told him. Maybe 10 feet wide. We got 10 gallons a minute.
Wow.
Fresh water. 10 gallons a minute. He says, that's good, because I'm buying water, I'm going to put it into a few reservoirs, and I can use it, and it'll be good. And a month or two later, his neighbor runs out of water. Completely dry. This Italian chap.
See, I told him I'm talking about marriage, and how
Anyway, he calls me up and he says, well, I hope you didn't put that well on my aquifer, on my line, because I'm dried right up. He says, I got no water. I says, I don't think so. Well, anyway, he says, you're coming out because I need a well done. So I get there, I'm looking around, there was nothing there. But by his house there, where he had the mushrooms, I says, there's something here about the same, but I'm not going to put them in that aquifer. I said, I'm not going to put them, nothing to do with that well there. He says, it totally runs on its own. Unless there could be another 4 or 5 wells on that same aquifer, on the same vein, even 2-3 miles away. By going deeper or whatever, it would suck the water from that well, because he went deeper or whatever. But anyway, we drilled, same depth, 80 feet, we hit water. You know what we hit there? Salt water.
Salt water.
Unbelievable.
Really?
We hit red shale like the bottom
Yeah.
of the ocean at
Yeah.
80 feet. Same depth, same area, where I would say maybe from here to that new building back down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So does that mean there's a salt deposit there, or?
It was producing like 5-6 gallons a minute.
Right.
The only salt mines that I know that are close is Goderich, way up
Siberia.
north. Yeah.
Goderich.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But he says it's unheard of down here.
Right.
He says, I can't use that. He says, it was so salty you could use it for pickling.
Really?
At least, yeah.
Well, maybe he should change his business.
Or call Red Path or something.
I don't know. But I mean, they demolished it for the rock commission. And then I had to go. I went 400 feet away from there in an open field. We are about 400 feet away from the building. We had good fresh water.
What's the take?
Different aquifer run in their own stages and their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and deeper and shallower. It's just like seeing stuff above ground, which is like a creek or a river, which flows. In some places they're wide, in some places they're narrow. So the guy called me up. He says, well, the driller won't drill unless you're coming. I said, well,
Well, the driller doesn't want to
he
drill
says
twice.
he's highly recommended, and so he says, would you please come and have a look and see what's here. Okay. So I'm looking at it. But he says, I'll tell you right now, he says, it really doesn't matter because we're doing 5 test holes. They'll do test holes like this. So I said, what do you want me for? He says, you're bound to get lucky. He says, you're going to do 5, right? No, he says, put the first one for you, Chalice, and then we'll go from there. So I found an aquifer. God, it must have been at least 100 feet wide. It's like a river. It's coming from east to west, going towards the river. Paris.
How deep?
I says, you'll get more water here than you'll ever need. He says, what do you mean by that? I says, it's huge. My rods locked in, they wouldn't open up. I just kept on walking, and then finally opened up. I says, at 200 feet, give or take, down there it's about 200 feet. I says, it's not shallow. It's way down there. Possibility, it could even be an artesian. So they started drilling in the morning, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This was back in Melville in Meadowbank. When he hit it, it was just like a big noise. It was like, it just come up, stayed 3 feet from the top. Yet not coming out, but just about 3 feet from the top. Just stopped there. Put a pump in there, did 100 gallons a minute. Static pressure wouldn't drop an inch. Like, you suck it out, you think you're gonna go,
It didn't drop.
Didn't drop any. Right on top. And as you come off the aquifer, it just opens up. Think positive?
Take water.
Right.
All right.
Think like water.
There you go. Yes. Keep walking.
Wow.
Don't take my job, eh?
I'm getting me a set of these.
I've got property in the well, and that's awesome. I'm all the way up north. So
Oh, that's great.
I felt magical
I was
there.
up in Muskoka.
Yep.
At 300 feet down.
Yep.
The guy said, well, the lake is there, another lake there, and there's a cottage is here. How come I have to go 300 feet?
Yep.
You want water?
Yep.
He was taking water
Out of the lake.
Yeah.
putting it into his you can't do that. They come and stop it.
Yes.
You cannot take
Yes.
that water. So
I
you
know.
got-
Because they own it.
Yes.
Yes. I never in my life would have thought, I never doubted the ability to do that, but I never thought I'd get a chance to do that.
That's-
And
That was awesome.
The other one is this. This goes back like 5,000 years BC.
Yeah.
Is that willow? This is the willow. Apple willow. Well, let's get finding this water.
So, yeah. Is that green or is that dry?
You take up all this time and he doesn't find water.
No, it's got to be green.
That dispels any trickstery, because I just held them.
Boy, I feel weird being behind the camera instead of in front of it. This is odd.
Lots right here. When it bends back like that, lots of water. Lots.
So you're like halfway through the vein.
Ripping around.
Yeah. Oh. It's going to straighten out when he's in the center of it, I think. There.
Oh, here, stop.
It's stopped. Just a dead stop.
See how wide this is? Yep.
$54.
That's almost 200. 54.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
3 feet.
Before you get in Sarnia.
Right.
We did, they drilled 14 wells. This guy's got like 350 acres, I forget how much property he has. They drilled 14 wells and not one produced any water. Gallon and a half, 2 gallons at the most. He's got over 100 head of cattle, milking machines, milking dairy farms. So he heard of me and he says, no, he says, you have to come down. If you don't come down, I'll come and get you in order to
Yes.
some water, right? So when I got there and he showed me all these records, he said dry hole, 350, 200, 175. I mean, they went deep. So I says, so I'm looking around, and one huge, you probably need 8 or 9 guys go around this huge, I think it was an oak tree. Yeah, big, huge oak tree. As if there's any water around here at all, it's going to be right by that huge tree. 2, 3, 4. I don't know where that tree was. It's so huge. So anyway, about 10 feet away from that tree, dead on, was an aquifer, about, I would say maybe 8, 9 feet wide. I says, it's here. So I started drilling there. I said about 125, 130, right around that area. And the other one, he says, well, they can't be. He says, they went so deep and it's right there. We got down and we got some shale. We had some also some granite, and I forget what some gravel mixed with it and sand. And up come the water. So as soon as you hit that, the water came up about 10 feet from the top. We're pumping about 8 gallons a minute. This guy starts to cry. He says, I've never seen so much water.
That's
in
impressive.
that area,
Yeah.
He says it's very lucky to get a gallon or 2. So now I guess he has a pumping system which goes in front of the cows. It cools off the milk because it is 43 degrees. And then he says we don't waste none of it, especially in the wintertime. He says the water goes in the troughs in the front of the cows and they drink it. They love it. It's nice and warm.
Yes.
And they're producing an extra liter a day. Cow drinks a tub full a day. 1 cow.
A tub full, like 30 gallons.
So he's very lucky.
That's a good story.
Yeah, it is.
It is. That's a really good story.